This week, the show for the high school football fans, built by those who love high school football, is back. We've got big plays. We've got fights to the finish. Highlights from Ohio. Highlights from Indiana. Highlights of Ohio versus Indiana. Our top plays span the best from multiple states. It's time. This is State Champs Extra Point. Welcome inside the State Champs Network studios on the campus of Lawrence Technological University. State Champs Extra Point, expanding its coverage to give you, the high school football fans, more of what you want. My name is Lauren Plant. All of our programming powered by Lawrence Tech, where Blue Devils dare. Join the LTU football family. Recruit yourself by going to the football page at LTUathletics.com. We are driven by highlights. We cover the tri-state area, Ohio, Michigan, Indiana, and elsewhere. We'll see Michigan high school football in the spring, which means we could have a minimum of 20 weeks of programming before the academic year is through. Hallelujah. But enough of me. Let's get to football. We begin with an Ohio versus Indiana battle from Saturday night. Cincinnati St. Xavier opening the 2020 campaign on the road to battle the Hoosier State's Brownsburg, the four-letter network with the coverage. Xavier, 9-3 a year ago, picking up first quarter. Junior quarterback Brogan Mackay making his first varsity start. This will give you confidence. Nice toss to fellow junior Charles Kellum, 16-yard touchdown. Bombers led 10-0 after the opening quarter. We move to late in the half now. Bombers driving with under 30 ticks left. Mackay this time connecting with Jalen Patterson. Great route. He was wide open. Bombers led at the break 17-3. Brownsburg coming off a big 38-7 win over Ben Davis in the opener last week. This is the sophomore Caleb Marcus muscling his way into the paint. Bulldogs within 7. Second half quickly turned into a turnover fest. Both teams combined for 7 giveaways. Rashawn Miles is stripped. The junior Alex Kemper picks up the rock, takes it into the end zone. Huge play. St. Xavier now up by 2 scores, 24-10. But back come the Bulldogs in the final quarter. The Mr. Football candidate, the Kansas recruit Ben Easter sells the fake, and as he is hit, perfect pass to Luke Lacey, 24-yard touchdown. Easter stout. Brownsburg down just 24-17. Let's move to late in the contest. 37 seconds left. The Brownsburg twosome Easters and Lacey hook it up again. We were even at 24, and we were headed to overtime. Bombers got the rock first in the extra session, but the Brownsburg D coming through. Mackay's pass batted and checked Jalen Wilson with the diving interception. It's clear. Wilson gets his hands underneath the ball before it touches the ground. That's focus. Brownsburg with the ball on the 1. 3rd and goal. Brandon Burks, ball game. The Bulldogs never led until the final play of the contest. Indiana's Brownsburg moves to 2-0 on the season, 30-24 win over Ohio's Cincinnati St. Xavier. We make our way to a non-conference matchup. The two-time defending 5A state champs, New Palestine, playing its first game of the season and at home, taking on the Braves from Brebeuf Jesuit. It was senior night at New Pal, tasked with replacing the reigning Mr. Football winner in Charlie Spiegel. This is the freshman Grayson Thomas, 12-yard touchdown. Dragons had a 7-0 lead after the first. The season delayed due to the excess of players in quarantine in week 1, but the Class 5A number 1 Dragons making up for lost time. Lincoln Roth connects with Andrew Tushane. Some crafty moves got him down to the Jesuit 25. Then, nice job executing the play-action pass. Tushane in from 15 yards out. New Pal up 14 into halftime. Brebeuf fell to Class 3A's number 1 Bishop Chatard in the opener last week. Senior QB Drake Hagerman with a perfect deep ball over the top and into the hands of Christian Troop. 45-yard gain deep in Dragon territory. Then, Hagerman, the quick strike to Brendan Petrie. He'll hit pay dirt. Hagerman finished with 246 yards passing, 511 yards over the first 2 games. Braves trailed 14-8. Key moment in the early stages of the fourth. Brebeuf lined up for the 35-yard field goal. Bad snap. Kicker Ryan Kersteff trying to hit a teammate, but picked off. Matthew Brown, the Air Force commit, is gone. 75-yard pick six. They added some insurance 4 minutes later. Thomas in for his second score of the night, 24 carries, 113 yards. New Pal wins it 28-8 to cap their 29th straight victory, 64th straight regular season win.
I'm Glenn Marini from the Fort Wayne area for State Champs Sports. Top 10 matchup in 4A at Chambers Field. 4th-ranked Bishop Dwenger at number 8 Northside. The Legends coming off a 30-point win over Snyder in Week 1. Through the first quarter, the score 0-0. First play of the second quarter, though, Northside on offense. It's Dooley O'Connell sacking Deuce Taylor. Ball is loose. KJ Tippman picks it up and goes all the way to the house for Dwenger's first points of the ball game. It's 7-0 Saints. How would Northside respond? Next drive, the deuce is loose. Quarterback Deuce Taylor runs it in for the score. Extra point, though, no good. 7-6 Saints still in the lead. Later in the second quarter, Dwenger in the red zone. The Saints go marching in. Devin Tippman, the senior, breaks the goal line right before the half. 2 Tippmans, 2 scores for the Saints. Dwenger led 14-6 at the break. Second half, the Legends down, not out. Taylor finds Bronte Johnson. This kid is just a freshman, and he can move in and out of traffic. Ball popped loose at the goal line, but he keeps control. This prompts Northside to go for 2, and guess who? It's Deuce for the deuce. Taylor keeping it himself, and the game is now tied at 14. QB sneak, yeah, Dwenger, they've heard of that, and they can do it too. Third quarter, Brendan Lytle following that huge Dwenger O-line in the end zone for the score. Lights out Lytle giving Dwenger a go-ahead by 6. 2-point conversion, no good. To the fourth, he got the first TD of the game. Give him the last one too. KJ Tippman in for the score, and Bishop Dwenger wins Week 2 on the road at Northside, 27-14.
After the Northside's first game, everyone dogged on us, like Northside's deuce is loose, all that. And we took that to heart, and we fought, we kept fighting, and it came to Will, and at the end of the game, we pushed through it and survived.
We've worked really hard for this, and there's been a lot of adversity through this pandemic. We've been working really hard, and we got some players coming back next week too. So.
I'm Grant Pugh reporting from Sullivan, Indiana. It's the Sullivan Golden Arrows hosting the Lenton Miners. Let's start late in the first half. After a Sullivan punt, the Miners were set up perfectly. Hunter Ginnix to Eli Poe for the 6-yard touchdown pass. 2-point conversion is good. Miners lead it 8-0 at the half. Third quarter, Arrows get the ball first. It's Rowdy Adams on the pitch to Grant Bell, who goes long for Carver Queen, and Sullivan is set up perfectly after the big completion. A drive that would be capped off by this. Adams slings it out to Dylan Williams, and watch him go to work, breaking ankles and tackles. 5 total for the 10-yard touchdown pass. 2-point conversion is good. We are tied at 8. 5 minutes left in the third. Arrows ball. Adams trying to make something happen, but it's picked off by freshman Hunter John. Returned 24 yards for the touchdown. 2-point conversion good. Linton leads it 16-8. Fourth quarter, same score. Miners trying to run out the clock. Fourth down, the ball is dropped. Sullivan gets the stop on downs that they certainly need. Fourth down and 12. 3 minutes to go. Game on the line. Caleb Hughes over the middle to Randy Kelly for the first down. Somehow hangs on to the football. Third and 1. 80 seconds left. It's Hughes giving it to Jaden King up the middle for the 1-yard touchdown. Arrows just a 2-pointer away. And here is that play. It's Hughes calling his own number. Runs it in. We are tied at 16 and heading to overtime. Arrows get the ball first. 4th and 20, trying to make something happen. This ball is batted down and incomplete, so Linton takes over. And their first play from scrimmage, it's Jennings on the keeper from 10 yards out. Ball game over. Linton stuns Sullivan in overtime. 22-16 the final. Wow, what a finish. Afterwards, we caught up with the overtime hero.
It felt awesome, man. I've been dreaming of this since I was 6 years old. We've always wanted this, and this whole team stepped up more than I did. This was a Lions game. This was a defensive game. I didn't do anything.
I'm
I'm John Rawlings from the Evansville area. We begin with North taking on the defending 4A state champs of Memorial. First quarter, North is on it defensively. A pack of Huskies take advantage of the bad snap. Mitchell Hoppy credited with the tackle. North goes up 2-0 with the safety, and then when they get the ball back, they strike again. The ground game working for the Huskies. Ethan Roddy hands it off to Capleton Presswood, and the senior back is able to find some space. Down the far sideline he goes until he eventually gets pushed out of bounds. It's 2-0 after one. Start of the second, Brody fakes the handoff and finds TJ Hankins. It's 9-0 North, and then the Huskies continue to feast. On their very next drive, they go deep into the playbook. Brody to Jalen Mitchell, who dials it up deep to a wide open Cameron Gelhausen. 61 yards to the house, North in front by 16. Memorial looking for answers, but it just wasn't the Tigers' night. Another bad snap. This time it's Cale Johnson getting the tackle for loss, and when the Tigers punted, North continued to work the ground game. Presswood, slippery, wind wet, making moves in a phone booth as he rumbles for a 21-yard gain to move the chains, and when they got close, they went to Hankins again. Finding Pater once more for the home team, North comes out on top 37-12.
Lauren Plant here for a quick invitation to check out the latest recruiting news in Ohio, Michigan, and Indiana by checking out the State Champs Scout Show, premiering Wednesdays here on the State Champs Network. Our scout team covers football, basketball, and other news in the world of recruiting. Catch the clips on each state's social media channels and the full shows premiering every Wednesday on the network. The State Champs Scout Show, because recruiting never stops.
I'm Glenn Marini for State Champ Sports in the state of Ohio, where it was week 1 in the Buckeye State. And in the Green Meadows Conference, that meant rivals Hicksville and Edgerton squaring off. And the Bulldogs of Edgerton would strike first early in the first quarter. It's Edgerton's Gannon Ripke. Ripke ripping off a touchdown run here. The 6'2", 190-pound junior puts the Bulldogs on the scoreboard. They led 6-0 after the missed PAT. How about some defense from Edgerton? It's Corey Everett, only a sophomore, but he's making plays for the Bulldogs. A little bit later, you're going to see Hicksville's offense start to get it going. Landon Turnbull, the quarterback, would turn the corner and find the end zone for the touchdown. That gets Hicksville on the board as the Aces of Hicksville go on to win on the road at Edgerton in Week 1, 22-14.
I'm Kevin Trzynski, and we head over to Sycamore for a battle between the Aviators and the Lakota East Thunderhawks. Pick things up in the second half, Lakota East up 17-7. Junior Willem Engel in shotgun with the Aviators on the 1. He'll keep it himself and cut it to a one-score game, 17-14. Still, in the third, Thunderhawks looking for some breathing room, and they'll find it. TJ Kathman drops back and he'll unload a bomb down the field to Jack Hartman, and they connect for the 40-yard pitch and catch. Lakota East back up by 10 after 3. 10 minutes left in the game, and Sycamore needs a score. Senior QB Andrew Fear scrambles out to his left and finds Ruben Schaffenberger open. He'll make 2 men miss and split 2 more defenders for the 19-yard touchdown, and Aviators trail by 3. With only 6 seconds left and trailing 31-28, Sycamore calls their last time out. It's going to be Engel in the Wildcat. He goes around right side, and that caps off a 91-yard drive on the final play of the game, as Sycamore is able to pull off a thriller and win over Lakota East 34-31, the final.
I'm Lauren Plant, and we begin with the lone non-league game between 2 Central Ohio teams. Upper Arlington coming off a 6-4 campaign, playing host to the Westerville Central Warhawks, who finished a year ago with their best record since 2015 at 7-4. First time these two getting together in 3 years. Central won that contest back in 2017. Opening quarter, Warhawks knocking on the door. Michael Ross gets the handoff, fights through a couple of tacklers, 11-yard score, 102 yards rushing, 2 TDs on the night for Ross. Conversion good, Westerville Central up 8-0. Warhawks went up 2 scores before the Golden Bears struck back. The junior Carson Griesach expected to carry the load for UA this season. Just a beast to the pylon. Upper Arlington on the board. But Westerville Central wasn't done yet. Judah Holtzclaw had over 2,100 yards passing a year ago, but nothing open, so he takes it himself. Through traffic and a defender at the goal line, we had a 21-7 game. Pivotal play here. Just before halftime, Golden Bears facing 4th and long from the 39. Simon Monin finds Chris Mazzaferri in the flat, and he'll do the rest. Cuts back to the middle, bursts his way to the end zone for the 42-yard touchdown. We had a one-score game at intermission. In the third, Westerville Central up 28-14, but Arlington found their groove. Monin hitting Greasock on the screen pass. He'll follow his wall of blockers, and the head first into home plate pulls the Golden Bears back within 7. Following a safety on a high punt snap, the Golden Bears looking to steal. Monin drops back, but it's going to be intercepted by Dylan Harris, and that's all she wrote. Warhawks get a Week 1 win on the road and hold on 28-23.
We're coming. We're finished strong. We're coming after you. You ready?
We head over now to Lockland High School for a non-conference matchup between the Panthers and the Norwood Indians. Norwood went 0-10 a year ago. First quarter backed up in their own end, and this is what you call a big play. The junior signal caller, Brian Peter, lets it go downfield into the arms of a waiting Dylan Carter. The sophomore untouched. 94 yards to the house. Norwood on top early. Following an interception, Indians back on the attack. This time, Carter catching the Peter pass in the backfield and just beating everybody to the corner. 20-yard score, Norwood up 12-zip after 1. Panthers went 6-4 a year ago, and early in the second, bit back. Deontay Hicks calls his own number, finds the pylon, 12-yard scamper, Lockland down a score. But Ryan had himself a day, rolling right, rips it to Kevin English, who has a step on his defender. English off to the races. 77-yard touchdown. Indians led 21-13 at the break. Third quarter now, and Hicks will take it himself again. This time dives for the goal line, and we had ourselves a ball game, 26-20 after 3. Final moments now. Game tied at 26. 3 seconds to go. Norwood on the doorstep. Ryan gonna throw a jump ball in the corner. English above everybody. Indians walk this one off on the road. First win since 2018. 32-26 the final.
Talk about that. You faced a ton of adversity. You responded when you had to respond. And that's what overcoming this whole thing's all about, okay?
Hey, if you love football like we love football, then we know you love football video games. They have come a long way. So the State Champs esports team went to work on the history and advancements in the world of football gaming. Check it out.
Jackson gonna take it himself. Spins inside the 5. Dives for the end zone. Touchdown, Ravens!
For gamers who were around to see the first rudimentary attempts at a digital translation of America's favorite sport, today's Madden video games would literally blow their minds. But designers had to start somewhere, right? And that distinction goes to 1972's simply titled Football for the Magnavox Odyssey home console. The very first football arcade game didn't come along until a decade later. 10-Yard Fight offered a huge advancement in graphics, but the gameplay remained very basic. Unlike the first PC game, 1985's NFL Challenge, which allowed players to act as a coach and run plays selected from a series of menus, the outcome of the plays was determined by the strength and weaknesses of the competing teams. The real game changer in these early days was Tecmo Bowl, which made its debut in the arcade but reached peak popularity on the Nintendo Entertainment System. Tecmo Bowl was the first console game that partnered with the NFL, so you could pick your favorite players of that era, like my personal favorite, Bo Jackson. The game also blended exciting gameplay with offensive and defensive play calling during the course of an entire season. In 1988, right on the heels of Tecmo Bowl, came the very first iteration of Madden Football from Electronic Arts. The game offered unprecedented customization, but was limited by the lack of both an NFL license and the ability to play a full season. The turning point came when the sequel was developed for the 16-bit Sega Genesis and arcade action was prioritized. The game went on to sell almost 500,000 copies and ensured a future for the long-lasting franchise. The 90s saw an explosion of football games, and one of the best was NCAA football. The series began as Bill Walsh College Football in '93 and was developed by EA as a complement to their Madden series. NCAA football included many unique features, including Dynasty Mode, recruiting, and included archaic offenses like the triple option. The series ran until 2014 when the NCAA decided not to renew the license due to a legal dispute with college players. The winner of the most controversial football game ever goes to NFL Blitz from Midway, which was the home of Mortal Kombat. So it should be no surprise that the Blitz series featured over-the-top extreme violence. The NFL, however, was not happy, and some of the more disturbing elements, like the vicious late hits, were toned down. After 9 different games were released, the original series came to an end when the NFL gave an exclusive license to EA. And now, what many consider to be the greatest game, ESPN NFL 2K5,
3rd and goal.
Sega launched the series in 1999 for their Dreamcast, and by 2004, they were the only real competition facing Madden. In a bold move, Sega slashed the price of their game in half, but it ultimately backfired as EA moved to secure an exclusive deal with the NFL to protect their franchise and effectively end all competition for Madden. Today, football gaming has even entered into the world of esports with the Madden Challenge, where professional gamers go head-to-head for serious cash and, of course, the championship belt. Who would have ever predicted anything like this? What a long, strange journey it's been. Time now to take a look inside Lawrence Tech football. Going into its 3rd year as a program, the university announced a new head coach back in February. Here's a quick look at the Blue Devils, Avant Mitchell.
I'm elated. I mean, this is a gift from God. I mean, I'm from Detroit. I've been here for the majority of my life outside of my coaching style, so it's kind of taken me away here or there. But this is a phenomenal university. It's located in a great place. And we have a great institution here where the degree here takes you far beyond many other. So it's been about, I think, roughly a 2-month process. I was tabbed the interim head coach, I believe, back on December the 6th. And we're kind of in the hotbed of recruiting. So we've just been transitioning, trying to rally the troops and also drive home a great recruiting class that we've been working on. And most importantly, just continue to build a foundation of our program as we take the next step forward. I think the biggest thing will be culture. You know, I think that's something that's going to be very, very huge in us. The culture that myself and our staff we put in place will be very key on the future of our football program. This will be my 8th year within the Mid-States Conference. It's the best conference in the country. What will help us the best is the fact that we've got tons of experience from this past year and even the year prior. So we will build upon that experience. The foundation of our roster right now, those young men who are part of what they call the first 45, first 45 young men who came into the school and signed first. We got a great portion of those guys still here. We're going to build upon that foundation and use the experience that we had, and on top of that, bring in our next crop of recruits.
NAIA college football will return in the near future. Do you have what it takes to be a Blue Devil? Let the coaches know and recruit yourself by going to the football page at LTUathletics.com. We go to a Saturday highlight from ESPN, where Texas Trinity Christian's offensive coordinator and NFL Hall of Famer Deion Sanders coaching his son's team versus Tennessee Knoxville Catholic. His son, the top recruit quarterback Shedeur Sanders, had a day threading the needle here. A perfect pass into the hands of his receiver, the Under Armour All-American Sanders, with a 5 TD afternoon. Wild play in Ohio in the Pickerington North versus Central game featured on ESPN. The punt is nearly blocked, picked up by Central's Lorenzo Style. He's going to find a lane and head for the end zone, but the North defense never gave up. Styles nearly at the goal line when he's stripped of the ball, recovered by North. Great job there, but Central went on to win the game. In Tennessee high school football, we had Loudon versus Lenoir City, and a great run here by Loudon's Dante Brown. Beast mode, just refusing to go down for 6 as they beat Lenoir City. To the Hoosier State, Plainfield taking on Tri-West. Harris Nichols, the 50-yard field goal, final play of the game. Ice water in his veins. Plainfield wins 37-35. In Ohio, Norwood and Lockland from Friday night. Ryan Peter throws it up to Kevin English, comes up with it as Norwood wins its first game in nearly 2 years, 32-26. All right, that's it for this week. Big news, though. You can download the latest version of the State Champs Sports Network app on your Android or Apple devices. Not only can you check out the entire gamut of sports coverage here on the SC Network, you can submit clips you capture. And if we like it, you could see them here on Extra Point. Stay safe. We'll see you next time on State Champs Extra Point. State Champs Extra Point, presented by Lawrence Technological University and Lawrence Tech Athletics. For everything LTU, visit ltu.edu. You can recruit yourself to any Lawrence Tech's 27 collegiate athletic teams by visiting ltuathletics.com.